Hello everyone, welcome back to Potty Plan Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. Today, we're going to be talking about another one of my all-time favorite movies, 48 Hours. We'll get to the second one at some point, but for right now, we're just going to talk about the first one, 48 Hours. 48 Hours was released in 1982, and it stars Nick Nolte, Eddie Murphy, James Remar, and Sonny Landham. It was directed by Walter Hill, It was directed by Walter Hill, and is produced by D. Constantine Conte. And even though he was an executive producer, I thought I'd point out that Joel Silver was actually one of the producers on this film, which I thought was cool because he's one of my all-time favorite producers. And this movie tells the story of a police officer who is after a couple of cop killers. And there is a man named Reggie Hammond who is locked up in prison who has connection to these cop killers. And he knows about them, and he can help this police officer catch him. And so this police officer manages to get him for 2 days, 48 hours out of prison to help him catch these two cop killers. And the two of them don't get along. They fight a lot. But as the movie progresses, they develop a friendship as they are tracking down these two terrible people. This is one of the best of the buddy cop genre. Even though Eddie Murphy doesn't play a cop, I still consider it to be a buddy cop movie. It's one of the best of the genre. I love this movie. And as a matter of fact, this is actually Eddie Murphy's first movie. In case you didn't know that. This was the movie that made him a movie star, and it was a great one for him to start with. The chemistry between Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte is really good. Really good. They had outstanding chemistry with each other. They were very funny together. This is a very funny movie. The fact that they hate each other just makes for so many laughs. It's so funny. The music in it is really great too. It's got some really good music in it. The action is really good. It's got lots of great fun shootouts in it. There's one where Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte, they're driving a car, and the bad guys are in a bus, and they're shooting at each other from the bus and the car. So they're chasing after a bus. It's a convertible. Yeah, it's convertible. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's convertible, and a bus, and they're crashing into each other, and they're shooting at each other. That's really cool. One of my favorite scenes in this movie was when they go to a cowboy bar, and Eddie Murphy pretends to be a cop, and He's patting down some guys, and he's making a scene, and everybody in the bar is looking at him, and he's yelling at them, and he's like, I don't like white people, and but it's really funny, though, you know. I swear, this movie is just downright hilarious. And that's one of the best scenes in this movie. And Eddie Murphy knocked it out of the park. Eddie Murphy truly is one of the funniest people of all time. His stand-up comedy is great. His comedy in movies are great. Even when his movies that aren't really that good of movies, Eddie Murphy's always great in them. And I loved him in this movie. This was such a good movie for him to start with, and he knocked it out of the park. I loved him in this film. The characters are great. I love Nick Nolte's character. He's a very rough and tough cop, and he parks wherever he wants, and he'll take the parking ticket, he'll crump it up, and he'll throw it on the ground. He smokes a cigarette, and he just tosses it anywhere. He doesn't care at all. He yells at his boss, gives his boss attitude back. And he's very sarcastic with everyone. He just doesn't care. He's a very, very likable character, and Reggie Hammond is a very likable character as well. And one of the best shots of this movie, actually the best shot of this movie, I love it, is when, no spoilers, but at the end of this movie, when he's going to confront the bad guy, and he steps around the corner in Chinatown, and he steps into the steam that's coming up out of the sewers, and he steps out into the street, and he looks at him, and he starts walking toward him like a real mean. I love it. I love that scene when he just steps. It's from a distance. It's a distant shot, and all you can see is his silhouette, and he just steps out. And he looks at him, and you can't see his face, but I love that shot. I love that shot so much. It's a really, really cool shot. And I also think that this movie sends a good message about racial issues, because one of the things about Kate's character is that he keeps using racial slurs against Eddie Murphy. he's not racist. He's just kind of a jerk. And I think toward the end of the movie, when they start bonding, I think that helps send a good message about racial issues. I do have a couple of cons with this. For one thing, so Nick Nolte's character has a girlfriend in this movie, and she gets mad at him a lot. And every time she gets mad at him, I think, can you calm down? Like, she's really, really hard on this guy. Like, it reminds me of, like, in Spider-Man 2, when Mary Jane got really upset with Peter Parker for missing his play. It's like, calm down. Like, I'll admit he screwed up, but jeez, like, she was way too hard on. I feel like his girlfriend is really, really hard on Jack Cates in this movie. And the other thing is that one of the best scenes in this movie is when Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy have a fight scene together. Against each other, actually. They're fighting each other. And it's a really fun fight scene to watch, but I do have one flaw with it, and it's that a lot of the time when Nick Nolte gets punched in the face, he's just sort of like... just a look like kind of a flinch. It doesn't really seem like he's getting hurt. And I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But it just seems kind of weird to me that when he gets punched in the face, he's just like. So, anyways, but maybe you disagree with that, and maybe you can rebuke that in the comments. But yeah, man, the boys are back in town. This is a great movie. I love this movie, and I'm going to give 48 Hours a 95. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Potty Planet Entertainment for more. Hit the like button. Leave movie suggestions down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram at Potty Planet Entertainment for channel updates, and much love.